how many of us, by choice, I know I've met some people that are like this, which is great. You get around them. It irritates some people because they don't seem to take things seriously. You might come in and say, wow, this is really serious and everything. What are we going to do? And their response is they're just smiling. Like it's no big deal. Now, the moment that as Osho made a nice quote, is that the moment we start seeing all life as non-serious, a playfulness, all the burden on our heart disappears. All the fear of death, of life, of love, everything disappears. So one starts living with a very light weight, almost no weight. So weightless one can fly in the open sky. Now you think, that's not figuratively, that's literally. Most of the things that weight us down are conjured up by us. We create them. We know that, okay? And we keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it because it sinks in after a while. You start realizing that every single thing in your life, okay, everybody's different from that perspective. What you view, what you focus on, you create. Now, a lot of people don't know that or don't believe it. Yet, even though the universe shows them certain things that they have manifested, have you ever been talking about something, right? And it shows up. Or have you ever thought about somebody? You say, I haven't heard from so-and-so in quite a long time. And all of a sudden they call, or they come, or you get an email from them. And most of the time, when if we don't hear from this person, that person, the ego mind kicks in, we start conjuring up all kinds of stuff. They were bad, or they weren't being truthful or honest, and that's low frequency, and we dive right down there in the goop. So you would think, right, that we would get it after a while. Really, wouldn't you? That we'd start saying to ourselves, I really, truly can manifest anything I want, as long as the ego mind is not involved. And I know that when the ego mind is involved, the majority of the time, just about all the time, I'll block my abundance. I'll block my ability to manifest. Which through the ego mind is what? Fear, doubt, worry, stress, anxiety. So I know that when I go into my heart mind genuinely, not faked out by the ego mind, thinking that I'm in the heart mind when I'm still in ego mind. But you can tell by the feeling in your heart when you go into the heart mind. And then you let go of everything, you surrender everything, and you say to yourself, I really like this, but if it was gone tomorrow, would it bother me? No, it wouldn't. But I was grateful for the time that it was with me. Okay? This is how we begin to shift our belief system with ourselves and our direction. And you see, like I've said before, and there's nobody that's going to convince you. There's talk you into it. It'll be you that decides to do that. Without duress, without worry, stress, fear, anxiety. You'll just decide to do it. Because look at how long we've all been incarnating into different lives. And we've incarnated into material physical world, and we were seduced in material physical world, and we thought we were material physical. But we weren't. And there will be, and this is all due to the collective consciousness of existence, which we're part of. Okay? What is the collective consciousness? Pure consciousness. It's what creates all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And we're part of that. I mean, deeply part of it. You've heard me talk in the past about, well, there'll be times when you will discover for yourself that you will end up meeting with the God that you are within the body, so to speak. Your relationship will be intimate with that God on an ongoing basis, 24/7. And then you will understand that, okay, the body's temporary, it's a vessel, and I'm deeply grateful for the body because it allows me to experience all this wonderful stuff. Doesn't it? I mean, what would you, now, figure this one out. You don't feel, as a God, you don't feel a breeze on your face. You don't. You don't reminisce about good things. You don't laugh. You don't, none of that. That's all material physical. And some people say, well, I can't imagine not feeling the wind on my face, or a cold morning, or a crisp fall day. I couldn't imagine not, and the smells and everything of not experiencing that. See, we get so connected with the body because we don't know who and what we are. So we embrace the body fully. And this is why we worry and stress and fear all the time about the body. None of us did when we were in our young ages. What I mean by that is, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or even 20, 25. Because we believe that in a lot of ways, because of ignorance, we thought we were indestructible. It's just the body is so emotional, because we're all emotional, many different ways. We begin to get to the point where we lose our spirituality. We don't lose it. I don't mean that literally, but figuratively. It's like sitting there, and we're totally absorbed in material physical religions, man-made religions, all of those things. Man-made box foods and stuff, So we get to a certain decision, a communication with ourselves, and say, it's about time I start going within and discovering the God that I truly am. Because you're not the body. And I think more and more of us are discovering that. Not in a negative way, though. In a much really upbeat, uplifting way. And, let's say, it's not difficult for us to be so deeply consumed by this world every day, is it? The moment any of us open our eyes in the morning, the mind kicks in and we are flooded with all sorts of stuff. Emotions, desires, beliefs. But they're just thoughts. That's what they are. And when we stop taking this life so seriously, and we know it's temporary, and we know we're here to have fun and enjoy our lives. And to many, that sounds crazy. Because as a species, a civilization, we have been so controlled for so long that we believe that this habitat on this planet is natural and normal for us. To struggle, to experience pain, anxiety, and fear and doubt, and lack of confidence, lack of faith in ourselves and all around us. So when you introduce when you introduce a natural state of being, which is being done right now to this civilization, a natural state of being, it isn't natural. It doesn't feel right. It feels uncomfortable. This just doesn't feel right. To be happy most of the time, to be joyful, blissful. When's the other shoe going to fall? Things like that. That's ego mind. This isn't going to last forever. Better take advantage of it while I can. That's all ego mind stuff. And see, we are experiencing a very, very high, powerful wave of transformation on this planet in this very moment. It's magna glorious, tremendous. It is, and because not all of us, okay, but some of us have decided that we're going with that wave. We're going to continue to increase our vibrational frequency. Learn to love ourselves even deeper and more. Therefore, you will be able to do that with everything around you, outside of you. One might ask, well, what about worries, stresses, and fears? Are those going to vanish? That's up to you. You know that if you practice ego mind, yes, you will continually have them. Now you decide that you're no longer going to practice ego mind. You will practice heart mind. Then what happens? Well, eventually, not overnight, but eventually, the ego mind becomes your servant, and you utilize it for certain things, and then eventually it realizes it's no longer needed and it's gone. It's an illusion anyway. So it dissipates eventually and it disappears because we no longer need it. And then you get to a higher frequency of understanding is that you begin to realize that everything you desire is yours. Okay? And because of your benevolence, your love for yourself, your tranquility, your peace, the only things you'll manifest are things that you will enjoy. Nothing to do harm and all of that stuff. That's much lower vibrational frequency. So you'll manifest it. And the nice thing about it is that you will have technology to help you learn that about yourself. And you'll begin to experience being around people that are in a whole different gravity, whole different atmosphere. They're happy, genuinely. They don't wear any masks. They are genuine themselves. They love themselves. And since you all have met others, the best description is that they're sleepwalking. And you realize that. You're going to be talking with them and they're sleepwalking. It doesn't register. And you know what? That's okay, though. It's not their time. So, they won't be around. And they'll reincarnate. They'll come into another and see if they can get it then. There are those of us who are about to experience, well, everybody on this planet is about to experience, something absolutely magna glorious, off the charts, unprecedented, ever in the history of this planet. And it's going to really depend on how you are. You see, it's going to depend on how you are with you. And that's why all these years, every day with these meditations and the quiet time, is to choose the information that I share in this part of it, pick out what you feel is something that you want to embrace. It's like everybody's shopping, and I put out this information, and you pick what really vibrates with you, your heart, mind. That's why I give out so many different avenues in every meditation. And since all of you are awake to a certain extent and aware, this huge transition for this planet and the people that reside here is going to be fantabulous for you. But okay, now there's something that comes in for all of us at times. We've all been excited, right? You've been excited about something. Maybe when you were a kid about something, and your pulse goes up, breathing, and you get hurried. You kind of get a hurried feeling because you don't know where to send that high frequency energy. You don't know where to utilize it. I put it into the heart. When I get excited about something, yeah, I get excited, but that feeling, that warm vibration in the center of the heart, I realize and identify what that is. It's the God within me. And it's such a good feeling. But it's a fine line for us. So when you get really excited, many will kind of go over the edge, and it's a rush feeling. It's a hurried feeling, which is not where you care to be. You care to be in enthusiasm and excitement within the heart mind, and the gratefulness of experiencing the very moment. That will keep you in balance. You don't get carried away. It's all connected because all this coming in is due to all of us, and all of us everywhere, in all galaxies, and all universes, and beyond. That's what this is. And you understand for yourself when you go within, it cannot be interrupted. It cannot be stopped. Period. It's the real deal. And it's actually happening right now. And it's just going to increase. And what this is, this feeling you get, this real happy, warm feeling, is that you're making a form of a connection to the God that you are. That's what it is. You breathe that feeling deeply into your body. When you start to experience it, you stop everything and give this experience all that you've got. Because it's a possibility that might not last long. And you really embrace the feeling. Oh, this is really wonderful. And you make that connection. This is from the God that I am within this body. And then what happens to us? They move. The God source never ever makes mistakes. And there will come a time when you are 100% devoted, finding total alignment with the divine in everything around you, because it will be within you. the magic will come into you. And you've probably been around those that skeptical seekers, half-assed skeptical seekers, protective pessimists, always trying to find fault with something, or the mind, addict. You ever met a mind addict that is super smart, intellectual? And really, this is all for those, everybody across the board. You can even go as far as using the word ordinary being who's devoted their entire heart and soul to something beyond this world. It's for that simple soul who wants to create the deepest, healthiest relationship with themselves and the God Source. And most likely the biggest difference of all, perhaps, is that their connection with God is their highest priority all throughout the day. So you can start with your own vibration. In the quiet time of this meditation, you start to understand, or maybe you already do, but more so deeply, that you've been preparing for this moment for many lifetimes. It doesn't mean that you were consciously aware that that's what you were doing. But now you begin to feel that frequency and that vibration in your heart mind, and you know that this is why this is what we've been doing. To come to the point and participating, right, in physical form, of course, because, we're gods in these physical bodies. And more importantly, our spiritual existence on liberating this entire planet. Every grain of sand. Complete liberation. I mean, complete pure cleansing. And then, in the quiet time, you begin to realize how long you've been participating in this very now for this all to come into being. You begin to realize how powerful you as the God truly are. Let's just say that the majority of all species in all existences are in a benevolent pattern understanding. They are not into a takeover, destruction, elimination of civilization, but the opposite, flourish and expand and grow and learn and experience. Can you feel it? And I'm not talking about making it up. I'm talking about genuinely feel. You go outside today sometime. Even if you take a walk to the street or back or whatever, take the time to feel the atmosphere of the planet and your surroundings. You will, if you haven't already, begin to feel a complete shift in the atmosphere. A much lighter feeling. It's not your imagination. A much easier energy. A higher vibrational frequency coming into the planet. And find out for yourself. You don't look for it. You're not looking for it. You aren't expecting anything. You have no attachment to your surroundings. But you'll feel it. Some will feel it more than others. Okay. But you'll feel it. And it's going to continue to increase. Who's doing that? We, the gods, are doing that. And even those who would say that's not possible will begin to feel it. Say, everyone will feel it. And not just for a short period of time. What you're walking into is an ascension of energetic frequencies on this planet, of which you have created. And I'm talking about you, meaning all of us, everywhere. It's just, and now understanding that frequency, that vibrational frequency, is going to stay there. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to dissipate. So what does that do? It lifts everyone. In different ways, of course. But you'll start to experience a totally phenomenal feeling of bliss. Might be small at first, might be intermittent, but it will grow as a constant. And we will all begin to recognize truly that we're all gods in these bodies, that we're pure consciousness, and that we've had the phenomenal opportunity to be housed in a physical form, to experience the physical material world as we continue to cleanse and purify all of it. Because it's a reflection of the gods that we are, right? So whatever you look at, that is the God that you are. It's not, oh, isn't that beautiful? It is, that's the God that I am. Whether it be a sunset, sunrise, ocean front, mountain view, farmland out in the middle of nowhere, woods. That is the God that I am. You see a bee, that's the God that you are. That understanding is going to be front and center eventually with the civilization. That's going to be the understanding. And the nice thing about it is that the universe knows that some of us are not really aware, so that feeling will continue to expand within each and every one of us. Now, has it always been there? Sure, it's always been there, but it's never had an opportunity to expand because of our forgetfulness. But I've talked to enough people over the past week that are saying that, yeah, I'm feeling just a phenomenal lightness, is how some people have explained it. It's just a lightness. It's where we talk about not taking this life so seriously, and it's more buoyant and happy and joyous, no matter what's going on around you. It's within. And more people experiencing it. And you realize that as things transpire, you are very instrumental in all of this. All of us are. And it's not little old me anymore. It is an omnipotently powerful supreme being that never dies. And that's all through the heart-mind. In the quiet time of this meditation, relax into your body as far as you can relax. Focus on the breath rising and falling. And just be and feel the God that you are in that body as deeply as you choose to feel. And you will most definitely feel this lightness. It's easiness that's growing on the planet, which is awareness. And our pure consciousness as gods is beginning to show more and more. I'll join you in meditation, and I'll return to close us out.
Take an easy, slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Your real power, remain still. Your real power in life doesn't come from money, prestige, material luxuries, or physical strength. These things can all be taken away from you. True power comes from that which is permanent. It is found by discovering that one thing that cannot change or be destroyed. Your assignment for today is to focus on that one thing which does not change or die in this life. It's not far away. In fact, it's closer to you than your next thought. By accessing your real power, you are no longer a victim to issues from your past or trying to manage who you will become in the future. To find your real source of power, look inward to where the source of your consciousness is coming from. Subtle energetic fountain of bliss is who you are. Take this precious day today and explore who and what you truly are. Pay close attention to this infinite stream of consciousness. Surrender to the flow of its permanent and unchanging awareness all day long. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night, following morning. We will return here tonight at around 9 p.m. Eastern, continue our Time for Change call, and Thursday, May 9, 2024, around 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times. Watch the magic flow in.